Man City are on complete fire. A 4-1 home victory.
Fire. Well, it's like half a fire. They're on half a fire.
They're on complete fire.
Completely, all of it on fire.
Total fire coming out of Man City at the moment, as they say. But are they the best in Europe, Flav?
Yeah, they are.
You arrived late today at work because you had an appointment. It's nothing like it was fine. It was cool. Yeah. But you came in, and the first thing you said, and that was after we'd already decided what we were going to talk about. What was a good discussion point today? And we'd already said, "Oh, Man City the best in Europe." You came in and you said,
"Man City are the best team in Europe."
I think PSG would argue that fact.
Yeah,
I think Real Madrid would argue that fact.
PSG playing against like Auxerre and.
Yeah, they're also playing against Bayern Munich and smashing them.
Really?
Well, City are taking the league for them sort of clubs anyway. So
Premier League is the toughest league in Europe, isn't it?
Probably.
What is it? 15 games on the bounce.
Yeah. Oh look, I agree with you.
But some other challenges in other leagues are closer.
16 games in a row, which is, I mean, incredible. The best in the top 5 leagues in Europe ever is 19.
Yeah.
The next 3 games.
That was Guardiola's Bayern Munich.
That was Guardiola's Bayern in March 2014, yeah. And then Inter Milan in 2007, Real Madrid in 2016. But they've got 16 wins.
Who are the next 3 fixtures?
The next 3 fixtures are Bournemouth at home, Newcastle away, and Palace away.
Someone do it.
So they're going to equalise a record pretty much for sure.
Well, you don't know that.
I know that, James.
You were going to beat Palace, weren't you? Didn't work out.
I don't know what I'm talking about, but I know that City are brilliant.
Yeah. Well, but are they the best in Europe in terms of the odds for the Champions League, which you would imagine is a good way of gauging it? They are favourites.
They are favourites, but I mean, on form you could say they're the best. But how can you be the best side in Europe if you haven't won a trophy at this moment in time? It's going to them, yes, but at this moment in time, they haven't won it. The best team in Europe, regardless, is Real Madrid. How can you be the best team in Europe and not hold the Champions League, the European trophy?
No, I get that.
And hold that back to back.
We beat Real Madrid handily at Wembley, and we just absolutely got our arse handed to us, folded up, put to bed, and they brushed our teeth. That was what it was like watching. It was like the bully taking you up, folding you up, putting in the back pocket. Like
folding you up, brushing your teeth.
No, all right, I've messed up a couple of metaphors here, but what I'm saying is it was like the bully, right, grabbing you, taking you home, right, taking you past your mum and dad, putting you into bed, combing your hair for you, and brushing your teeth. That's what it was like watching Spurs.
I think
you've done that joke again. Twice you've done that.
Pretty good. But
do you not think I've had a hard enough weekend already? That one of my good friends has digged me out on camera for a cheap laugh.
Well, right at the start of the video, I said completely on fire, and you could have let that go, but you didn't. So
I think it's slightly misleading. The fact that the bookies have them as favourites doesn't tell the full picture, because obviously they've got a very favourable draw, whereas Real Madrid are playing Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah. So their odds are affected by that. I would think that if the odds were done from a neutral perspective and prior to the draw being done, I think that Manchester City wouldn't be favourites.
Maybe not.
I think PSG and Real Madrid. PSG and Real Madrid would be ahead of them.
Getting ahead of ourselves. I think they're a brilliant side. I mean, if Arsenal don't win the league, I don't want anyone to win the league. But surely they're the calmest I've ever had out of everyone. But we're in December.
If Chelsea don't win the league, I want City to win it.
Yeah, of course. I ain't got no problem with City.
I'm sorry to say this to you. I also really want them to do it unbeaten.
Oh yeah, I'm beaten. I've conceded.
As much as I love you, CJ, I'm afraid that is how I feel.
I've conceded the league for everybody. I'm conceding now. I'm conceding it for you. I'm conceding it for us all. Right? It's done. All over.
It is done.
Yeah, now we can hope for is that they were better than Arsenal.
All we can hope for. Well, they're going to accrue more points, even if they lose games. They definitely accrue more points. You know, they're on course for 112 points.
They're crazy and scoring over. How many goals are they on course to get over 100?
Yeah. Oh, easily over 100.
Easily over that. And different goal scorers as well.
And this is the thing is, like, if they break all these records, you can always look at it as well. They're just throwing money at it. That's all they've done.
It don't matter, man.
You can't stop that.
I've never stopped that.
You've got to stop that.
It's what I believe.
It isn't just.
It might be true, but this is the market, man.
No,
just appreciate the football.
Hell no,
I can't make it about economics.
You can't
make it about economics.
I don't care about how good they are.
You can't watch Sané's runs and Kevin De Bruyne playing these incredible passes
and not love it.
The dazzling runs of Raheem Sterling and then go money in it. You've got to be better than that.
No, I'm not better than that. That's exactly where I'm going.
You're saying money, but then he did things like Delph at left back. He obviously signed Mendy, but he could have went for 2.
This is what's so impressive about Guardiola, because looking at it, I was looking at the other squads out there. I think this, in terms of them being the best in Europe, I think it is a difficult question to answer. But I think for them to beat the run, if they get to 20 games,
that's incredible.
That does make them the best in Europe, because you've got 6 teams You've got 6 teams going for the league in the Premier League. You talk about quality or whatever in the other leagues, fine.
With it.
That's fine. In La Liga, there's 3, maybe 4. In Germany, there's 2. In Italy, there's one or 2. It's 6 teams, and they have spanked absolutely everyone.
And do you know what they've done in amongst that as well, which I think needs mentioning? They've gone to Napoli and won. Something that no English team had ever done before. I've been to that stadium, that San Paolo, to watch Chelsea play. We got whooped. It's a very hard place to play.
While Napoli being top of the league.
While Napoli, absolutely. While Napoli were on good form. So the fact that in amongst this run, they've also maintained their cup form. They've also they finished top of the Champions League group, as well as winning away in Naples. Like, huge, absolutely huge.
I'm keen to see the team in 2 years or something, because you look at Sane,
they're children.
Sterling, they're
young.
kids. And then you look at Bernardo Silva, they're going to be in their peak of their powers. Kevin De Bruyne.
Mendy's out injured.
They're going to win it. They need to go and
I can't wait to see
year.
that. I can't wait for that. They're in 2 years when they're unbeatable.
But you must find the delight in it that I find, which is at least it's not a rival.
At least it's City. I hate them, but at least it's City.
No, sorry, I do take it.
If anyone's going to do this,
it might as well be
Man City. Man City aren't offensive.
We're all in agreement.
They care about them.
I don't know any City fans, so
no problem.
Well, I do, but they used to be Arsenal fans.
The final question I wanted to ask was, to kind of play devil's advocate to how I feel about it, I think they are the best in Europe at the moment. Not man for man, because I think maybe Barcelona's team is better than maybe PSG as well. But in terms of how they're playing and this run and the football that they play, I think they are right now the best in Europe.
Yeah, definitely right now.
Saying that, I saw some interesting sort of stats looking at how the other teams have done. Although we've got those big 6 or whatever, United, they're currently on 41 points, which is the 9th best out of all their Premier League seasons.
What, the 41 points is huge. That's the 9th best they've done in the start
at this stage of the season. And you guys, you're on 38. You're on 38 points. You're on 46 last year at this stage. So have the rivals, although it looks like they should be, it should be harder for Man City. Have the other guys gone backwards a little bit?
No, shot themselves.
Do you think Chelsea have gone backwards a little bit?
No,
just dropped down points.
I think we've had a couple of blips here and there, but I think any other.
You're not doing better than last year, though, are you?
No European football last season.
If Manchester City weren't on this ridiculous run,
then it wouldn't be. So.
It would be a really tight league. If Manchester City had accrued 3 more points than Manchester United, the league would be so tight. Chelsea would be doing really well, still in with the shout of defending their title. Chelsea have done everything they can do. Manchester United have done everything they can do. You can't be expected. Nobody could have predicted that Manchester City would win all of their games bar 1, which was a draw.
I get that, but you've got less points than last season. Man United have got less points than a lot of their seasons. Arsenal have got less points than they had last season.
We shot ourselves
Spurs
in the foot.
have got less points than they had last season.
What's that mean? What does that mean, though? So what? It's still an impressive tally today. Whether it's last season.
That generally means that you're not doing as well as you did last season. So you're not as good as you are last season.
Chelsea had European football, so they played loads more football they didn't have last year. So they're about where you'd expect them to go, given this additional competition they've had to play in. Spurs are 4 points behind where we were, and we drew with Man City twice last year. So if you say, look, we're 4 points conceded to Man City, probably be 6 in total, but we're more or less where we were last season, and we had Wembley. So yeah, we might be going backwards, but they're extremely.
I don't think the only people that deserve a mention when we're talking about why the league is finished is Manchester City's brilliance. It isn't anybody else's fault.
No,
everybody else is.
That's where I disagree, because Arsenal are never going to win the league at this current moment in time. Spurs aren't going to do it. Chelsea wouldn't have done it. So fair enough, City are doing what they wanted to do, but you need to look closer to home. Forget City. All these players go into it wanting to win the league, so you need to look closer to home. In Arsenal's case, done points against Watford, done points against Stoke. If we turned up against Liverpool, 9 points. I'm not saying we're going to beat City, but these are all points where you can.
But that will happen every season.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. You need to look closer to home. It's nothing to do with City. They're doing great. Everyone needs to look closer to home.
We've won 8, drawn 1,
even
lost
our
1.
3 sides, I don't think we all invested properly in the summer either. And I remember I actually told you this as well off camera. That's why we're in this situation, man. I think the season is where it is, because City, if you look at what they were doing in pre-season with their tactics, in the way Pep was being in the transfer market, all the warning signs were there. So that's great for them. But that's what I'm saying. 1, 2 and 3 clubs, we didn't invest properly. We did not invest properly. We did not take things
You
seriously.
can't compete with the level that they are playing
You
at.
can, because if you won your games where you shouldn't have dropped points, what are they then
but that's
doing?
football.
That's football.
That is
though.
football, exactly, and that's why you need to look closer to home. Why you drop
in
points
10
and they're doing well.
in the last 10
I'm not
games.
sure.
At the end of the day, if you're not top of the table, there is something you've done wrong. Like there is something you've done wrong.
There isn't.
There is. If you're not top of the Premier
some
League
point,
table,
mate,
there
you
is something you could have always done.
You
better.
have to be
Yeah.
respectful enough to just take your hat off and go.
I am
this team
respectful
are
for them,
no,
but I want-
I'm not saying you're being
yeah,
disrespectful.
no, I get you.
But at times you have to just go. Manchester City have won this league. Nobody else has lost it.
Yeah.
Manchester City's brilliance has won it.
I disagree because you have lost it. You have lost it. Like these clubs have lost it.
You guys decide. Let us know in the comments.
Can I just say one final thing? And I've said it before, but say it again. It is about the amount of money. You said the one thing that to me made a lot of sense when you just said there, when you went about it, it's about investment. It is. It's about how much money you're willing to put
Chelsea
into...
broke their transfer record in the summer.
Yeah, but you have,
But look who you went and got. Like I'm being honest. Like Rudiger's a decent centre half. He could have done better.
Before you go into that, let me just make one point.
Morata's my guy, so I won't go into him.
Guardiola has spent over £1 billion in players himself over the last 3 years, and he happens to have had the 3 best teams in Europe at that time because he had £1 billion
But it's not
to
always
spend.
like that.
No.
The Premier League table doesn't follow suit in terms of who spends the most amount of money. Leicester won the league. They didn't spend a lot of money.
That's
one year.
Normally,
That's
though,
one
isn't
year,
it?
That's one year.
This season,
by and large
this season you
wage
can claim it
spending,
does
it does.
because United. I feel United can be playing them much better, but them and City spent the most money. They're first and second.
Okay, all right, we'll leave it there.
was a good
Are
one.
Man City the best team in Europe? Let us know in the comments. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed Social Club. Check out the other social clubs. Hit subscribe, and we'll see you soon.